Hi, I'm Ruth, and in this webinar I want to show you how to create an automatic webinar jam registration with WordPress and GetResponse. You can use any autoresponder. I had a problem with GetResponse, and I think something similar happens with Aweber. I'll show you all the steps and I'll give you all the code to get it to work right. So what do we need? In GetResponse, we need a code for a sign-up form, and we have to define two extra fields. One is called email one, and the other one is called name one. You can call them whatever you want, but if you want to use my code, it's going to be easier if you call them with these names. In the WordPress site, I need two pages. I need a registration page. That's where I'll add the code of the form and a code snippet. And then you need a thank you page. I suggest that you also use a plugin called raw HTML snippets. It's better not to put the snippets inside the page, the JavaScript snippets inside the page, because sometimes WordPress doesn't like it and it can erase your work. If you put it inside a snippet from raw HTML snippets, nothing happens to it and it's kept safe. What code snippets you'll have in the zip file? You have a code to use in the landing page, in the registration page. It copies names and emails to the custom fields. I'll explain it in a minute and you'll understand. Then you need some code for the thank you page that sends the registration data to WebinarJam, and a simple code for HTML of the thank you page to show people and tell them, please wait a minute, we are signing you up to WebinarJam. In GetResponse, what I'll show is how to define the two custom fields that I need, because WebinarJam uses a parameter called name, and WordPress does not like a parameter called name. It gives you an error. So we have to copy the information of the name and the email into custom fields, and those fields are sent afterwards to the thank you page. And we need to define a form. And WebinarJam, I need to get the webinar information, and I will add it to the snippets. And in WordPress, I need to add the code snippets to raw HTML snippets, and then add the snippet to the registration page. And I need to create the thank you page, add the snippet, and also add some text to the thank you page. How does it work? We have two pages that we create in WordPress, which are the registration page and the thank you page. The registration page is a form with two fields that we see and two hidden fields. Then we have the thank you page, which creates some magic and opens the WebinarJam page and sends it to the information of the name and email of whoever has signed up, and automatically the person is signed up, and in here he can get the code to enter into the webinar. And how does it work? We give special instructions to GetResponse to copy the name and the email into the URL, and the code that we have reads the email and the name into the URL, creates a new URL that includes the name and the email, and sends it to WebinarJam, and WebinarJam does the registration. Okay, so now that we understand what we're going to do, I'll show you how to do it. These are the three files that you have in the zip file that I sent you. Landing page GetResponse is the code that will be added to the landing page and takes care of the GetResponse form. It hides the custom fields, and it copies to the custom fields the values of the name and email fields. The thank you page, WebinarJam script, goes into the thank you page. Both of them are inserted into the page with a raw HTML snippet. And thank you page text is the HTML text that can be used in the thank you page, and then you can add more text of yours, but this mainly tells the user that in 5 seconds he will be moved to the webinar jam page. Okay, so let's go to the internet. I'll show you first how to define the things in GetResponse. Here we are inside GetResponse. The first thing that I have to do is to create my fields. So I will go to Context, Custom Fields, and I create one field called Email1, which is of type text, and I save the custom field, and I add another custom field called Name1 of type text. I have to do this because GetResponse uses the field name. If you have a system that uses field name that has a problem with WordPress, cannot use a parameter name in the WordPress URL. So I have to do this, adding some custom fields. After I added the custom fields, I'm going to go to and create a web form. I will create a new web form, and I select the type of form that I want. I select the colors, and I will press apply. I will add my two fields. They are seen now. Afterwards they will be hidden. I add my new fields. I can select the privacy, powered by GetResponse. With respect to privacy, you can change whatever you want, and then go to the next step. The next step, the important thing is to the default thank you page. I say that I want a custom thank you page, and I give it the address of the WordPress thank you page. I already prepared it, but which will be, I go to my WordPress. My thank you page will be the registerwebinarjam page. So here I press view, and I can take the URL from here. This is the URL. I go back to GetResponse, and I give it the address. I press afterwards show advanced, and in here it's important to say that I want to forward contact data via HTTP GET, and only forward customs. If it forwards all, there will be a parameter called name, and I'm going to be in trouble. Afterwards I go to the next step, and here I can get the code for JavaScript. There's no problem if I use the JavaScript code or the HTML code, because it's different than places that have to read the information from my code. Okay, I'll put this somewhere in Notepad, and I'll keep my code. Okay, so here I'm done with GetResponse. My next step is to go to my WordPress site. I have pages. I created two pages. One is called Register GetResponse. This one will use the code. The other one is called Register Webinar Jam. This is the one that's going to read the information typed in by the user, and it's going to open a special Webinar Jam URL. This code needs information from Webinar Jam. If I open this, first of all, I see the names of the fields from GetResponse. if I called the name, the field email 1, get response added custom / email 1 custom name 1. Since I called them the right names, I have no problem. Afterwards, the thank you page, I need information of the member ID, web code, and schedule, and this information comes from WebinarJam. Then I need the names of the custom email field and the custom name field, which are similar to what I showed you in the previous file. So I'll show you how to get the information for member ID and web code from WebinarJam. I already defined a webinar, and if I go from here to advanced, you see from here I cannot copy this, but I can get the web code, the member ID, and the schedule. Member ID, web code, and schedule. If you want to be able to copy it, you can go to inspect element, and where it says text area disabled, I double click and I erase the word disabled, and now I can come back here and I can copy. The main thing is to copy the web code. I can copy the web code. Sorry, everything is in Hebrew, but you understand. And I can put it in my code. The web code has been copied to the code, and I go back to advanced. The member ID is here in the member ID, and schedule is 1, and it's copied here. So these are the 3 variables that I have to get from the advanced integrations that came from, this is my webinar, and I go to advanced, and from here I can get the information. So I have my files, and now I want to put this information into my WordPress file. In my WordPress file, I have a plugin called raw HTML snippets. This is it. Because if I have JavaScript code, I prefer not to put it in the WordPress page. I put it in a snippet. This allows me to reuse the snippet in case I want to reuse it. And also WordPress sometimes erases code such as JavaScript, so I prefer to have it outside of the page or of the post, and it makes it easier to work. To work with raw HTML snippets, I go to settings, raw HTML snippets, and I will like to add a snippet. The snippet ID, I will give it a name such as landing page, call it get response, and I will copy landing page get response txt, copy. I add the snippet. Back to main page. I will add my second snippet, which is the thank you page, Webinar Jam Studio, and I will copy this information that already has information from Webinar Jam. I will put it here. And then I have to put the information, the snippets, in the right pages. So this is landing page get response. I have to add this shortcode into my page. I will copy. I will go to pages. See my pages. This is my landing page register get response. And here I have to add 2 codes. Sorry, in the snippets I had to add one more code, which is the Webinar Jam, the get response code. Get response form, and I'll look for the phone code. This is my get response. I add the snippet. Okay, so this will add the get response, and this I need to do all the automatic things. I'll open it in a new tab, and in register get response I'll do edit. I bring to this my get response code, and I'll bring to this my landing page get response one. Doesn't matter which one goes first, which one goes second. Of course, in here you're going to edit and invite people to sign up or whatever. Please sign up for our webinar. Okay, then I press update. I want to view the page. So this is the form. We only see the name and the email. There are two custom fields here that are hidden. And when I type the name and email, they will sign me up to get response, and get response will open my thank you page and will send it the values that I fill in here. So let's make the thank you page. The thank you page is being seen only for 5 seconds, so you don't have to work very hard on the thank you page. I go to the raw HTML snippets and I get the snippet of the thank you page. Remember, let's take a look. This snippet has the information from Webinar Jam and the fields. I'll go back to the main page, and from here I take this code, I go to my dashboard, I go to pages, all pages, and I open the thank you page. This will register Webinar Jam. I press edit, and I add my snippet and press update. In the register Webinar Jam, I also have to add the information or the contents of the third file. This is a thank you page text. I'll put edit. I'll copy. This is HTML, so this will be added here in the text. I'll put it here. I press update, and then I'm going to try to see if the registration works. So let's go back to the registration page and check if it all works. I really hope it works. I start with the register get response, press view, I put my name, I press sign up. It goes into the thank you page. You will be redirected in 5 seconds. 2, 3, 4, 5. It's loading the Webinar Jam. Congratulations, you've been registered. So from what you see, everybody has, from what you see, they will be signed up automatically. And in here they have the link to the webinar room. Okay, now this something very similar can be used to sign up people just before the webinar, sending them a similar link from your autoresponder, which I will show another time. And now I'm open for questions. This has been a recording, and I will be here live and I will answer your questions. Thanks.